Shohei Ohtani is back, everybody. He has returned, Nika.
Nice.
Yes, as you can see from OptaStats here on X, the Dodgers' Shohei Ohtani has played 42 games this season. He already has 15-plus home runs, 10-plus stolen bases, 45-plus runs scored, and 25-plus walks. No one else in Major League Baseball history has put up those numbers over any 42-game span at any point in a single season. Just like that, Ohtani's back. I feel like just like a week ago, we were all talking about like how he wasn't a part of the MVP conversation even right now, and that his batting average was like in the 260s, and you know where is he and everything, and all of a sudden he's here. He's back, 15 homers, 10+ stolen bases. It's he's doing it all, and he's playing like an MVP.
Yeah. Sometimes, you up and you down, and it's just a rotating wheel of life.
It is. I want to remind people that when the season started, Ohtani's wife was what, 8 months pregnant?
Something like that.
7.5 months pregnant. And then, a month into the season, he goes on paternity leave for 2 games while she delivers their first child. And they had a beautiful baby girl. Congratulations again to them. But now life is kind of starting to get back to normal, right? And all of this other stuff that might have been on your mind, like, hey, I hope my wife has a healthy pregnancy,
right,
is over and part of the past. And new life is beginning again. And so you don't have that extra emotional weight on your mind. And you can start to just play baseball again. And I think that's exactly what we're seeing here with Ohtani as he resurfaces to the front of the MVP list. Now, I got to ask you, Nika, do you think Ohtani is really going to pitch after the All-Star break this year?
Well.
I mean, do you think it's for sure?
Nothing is for sure. The only thing for sure is that you're going to die. Whether he's going to pitch, I hope he will, because it's been advertised that he will come back to pitching. It was May. Now it got pushed back.
That's a long pushback.
It has.
And it's got me thinking throughout the week, what is really going on here? We know that the Dodgers have a lot of pitching, but they also have a lot of pitching injuries. And we're going to talk about all of that in 1 second, because we haven't even talked about the big one. But for now, I'm focused on Ohtani and the fact that it came out last week that he was not going to pitch again until now after the All-Star break.
Right.
And everything we had heard up until this point was that it was going to be before May or around the middle of May or maybe the end of May.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's after the All-Star break. And I have to point out this rule that was changed in the offseason by Major League Baseball, that Ohtani did not have to, quote-unquote, recertify as a two-way player. Ohtani did not play on the pitching side of the game at all last year. He did not pitch 1 inning for the Dodgers. He had the Tommy John surgery in the offseason the year before. And he was unavailable to pitch all year because of that. He was able to swing the bat. And obviously he did so very well. Now, it was told that he was going to be pitching, and he has been doing bullpens, and he has been doing the work. We've seen the videos. We've seen the pictures. So we know he's doing the work to come back and pitch. But we also know that the Dodgers have a lot of pitching when healthy. They have a really crowded roster.
Well, they have 2 pitching staffs.
At least. And so you have to ask yourself, if you're the Dodgers and you have 5 healthy arms, 6 healthy arms after the All-Star break outside of Ohtani, and Ohtani is doing what he's doing now offensively. He's just, he's got 30+ home runs and 30+ stolen bases and 90 runs scored, all this stuff, like things that no one's done in 84 games. You take the next 42 games. Mm-hmm. My point is basically what happens when the Dodgers decide, oh, we don't really need Ohtani to pitch this year to win it all. And then they decide not to pitch him. And Major League Baseball changed this rule in the offseason for them to allow them to carry an extra player all year. Ohtani still has a two-way status right now, so they're carrying an extra player on their roster because of this.
Right.
And he hasn't pitched one inning this year. He didn't pitch one inning last year. And that was the rule that was changed in the offseason. It used to say if you 1 year elapsed, you had to recertify. You had to pitch in a certain amount of innings in order to be given two-way status again. I personally don't agree that Ohtani should have to do this. And so at the time, I was like, I didn't see this as a big deal. But now feeling like that they're manipulating the situation, and if they were to go the whole season with carrying this extra player under the guise that like, oh, Ohtani's going to pitch at any moment for us, any moment. I don't know. It seems like a little bit shady.
It does.
And it just makes me wonder what happens when he doesn't come back and pitch.
Oh, I think we'll be hearing crickets.
I think we will be hearing crickets as well, except for this podcast, because we're going to be following this show or this story, and we are going to make sure to keep tabs on this, because that if that were to come to fruition, that would not be right.
I think we might hear some whispers on the side notes somewhere, like what's happening, why Ohtani's not pitching, and there will be a spin. There will definitely be a spin if this happens.
100% agree with you.
That it's something to do with his Tommy John being a second surgery or whatever. There will be a spin.
There will be a spin that it's like some kind of
foreseen something.
It'll be unaffecting to his offense. You know what I mean? It
Right.
will not prohibit him from going out and swinging the bat, but it will prohibit him from going out on the mound and pitching. I could see that situation. Totally. Okay. All right. Well, it's nice to see Ohtani's offense in action, even though we're Padres fans. You know, I like to see the Michael Jordan of baseball performing at a high level. I think it's good for the game.
Absolutely.
So it's nice to see him reemerge as the MVP player that he was last year.
Yeah.
And throw some extra interest into the MVP race. I mean, we've had such great starts from NL players. Fernando. We've talked about Pete Crow earlier. Kyle Tucker has his own argument before his recent slump. Pete Alonso is tearing the cover off the ball. So there's just so much action in the NL right now. And so I'm glad Ohtani was like, hey, hold my beer.